10 years ago, my brother was diagnosed with melanoma. None of us in the family were familiar with melanoma, so he had surgery and it was removed. He was doing fine. About 18 months later, he discovered a small spot on his head, so my brother decided to go into a clinical trial. By the time the trial started, the cancer had spread to his organs. And within 5 months of that last diagnosis, he passed away.
They said, I don't think you have any lump of fat under your arm, and by the way, do you see what's in your collarbone? And I looked at my collarbone, and they're sticking above, about a quarter of an inch above my collarbone with this little thing. I didn't know what it was. I had never noticed it before. Not only do I have one, but I have 2 tumors growing, and they need to cut them out pretty quickly. Why I didn't die, I have no idea. I'm the only one of about 80 plus people that they gave CVD Bio to that it worked on.
People used to say that melanoma is where research goes to die because nothing worked in melanoma. Patients have had to sit back and watch for 13 years and see failure after failure after failure in an attempt to bring better treatments for patients. This year alone, after 13 years of no new drugs being approved, we had 2 different drugs approved for melanoma.
With ipilimumab and now with vemurafenib, these are upfront treatments that patients receive. We no longer give chemotherapy to many patients up front. The other aspect that's really exciting is that for the first time we have a clear path going forward. We know how these 2 drugs work, and these give us rational plans for going forward for the next generation of drugs.
I can't say enough about the doctors and the researchers who have been struggling and fighting and plugging away against this cancer because it's been a frustrating battle.
The approval of these 2 drugs is a huge step forward. It gives us new cornerstones for which we need to build our new therapies. We understand how these 2 drugs work, and now it's our responsibility to find out how to make them work better. And it really is just so important because we couldn't do the work that we do without everyone's support.
So MRF has put together this consortium. Many of us sit from around the country to work together to come up with combinations of drugs that are going to ultimately be more effective than any single drug that we have right now. Obviously, these new drugs all came out of research. MRF is an important source of this kind of funding so that we can come up with new ideas, we can translate them into the clinic and offer these clinical trials to patients.
We need your help. The Melanoma Research Foundation needs your help. There are patients out there who need your help.
Well, if you look into your heart and say, can I really afford this? You probably can. If you can't afford the money, you can probably afford the time. You can afford the energy. You can find ways to get involved to helping with this horrible disease.
I attended a meeting in June that was 30,000 people, medical oncologists from all around the world, and they were all talking about melanoma. They said, this is the year of melanoma. This is the year things have begun to change. We have more work to do, but we know that the end is in sight. Now is the time for us to do more than ever before, to work harder than ever before, to give more than ever before, because we absolutely can right now have an impact on what happens with this cancer.